So how do you forgive yourself, aka heal? I personally use creation because creation is the language of God, source, universe, spirit. Every single thing around us is a forgiving energy of God. Think about how plants grow. Think about the process of how plants grow. They're a seed, then they're planted into the earth, then that seed splits. It roots down. That's destruction, right? It falls apart. It thinks it's done. And then it rebirths into something new. And then it becomes a sprout. That sprout becomes a plant. That plant becomes a tree. That tree becomes shadow, surface, life, to so many different things around it, right? Creation will always be forgiving to you. Creation allows us to learn from what we did not know so that we can go in and create a new path for ourselves. It is simply about understanding that when you feel that you are not worthy, when you feel that you're not valuable, these to me are things that are given to us by society, right? I take on that guilt thinking something's wrong, and now I feel bad about something, right? Forgiveness we seek through validation. We seek it through others' acceptance. We seek it through so many things that make us feel like we're not ostracized or not a part of the tribe. And simply, we have to remember that all things on this earth are creation. Every human is creation. Every bird, species, fish, everything on this earth, plant is creation. And creation energy is always going to be about forgiveness because it's allowing you to start fresh again. It's allowing you to express what's locked inside of you that's been hidden from yourself, not from society, but from yourself. And when you allow yourself to forgive yourself for not being stuck into somebody else's past and being stuck in what other people's projection on you are, then you allow yourself to go back into creation space. Creation space is the inner child. It's the heart chakra. It's, again, the thing that we came here first with is our heart, and everything else grew around it. That is my belief. And as children, we lead with our hearts. We create with our hearts. We believe with our hearts. We imagine with our hearts. This is who we are innately. So when we remember this about ourselves, we go back into creation energy. And creation energy is God. God is source. And source energy will always replenish. It will always give you more. You will never run out. You will never be depleted, right? If it's not source, if it's depleting you, if it's draining you, if it's taking from you, that's not source energy. That's not creation energy. That's not giving back to you. So remember, when you're saying like, why do I feel so bad? Or why do I feel so guilty? Because the soul knows it's meant to do something bigger. The human avatar is meant to experience life. And that is the most beautiful part of being a co-creator to creation. But the soul itself feels bad because it feels like, what was I doing before that didn't allow me to see this beauty in my life now, right? Because when I say doing something in purpose, I mean living with value for self. That is purpose, okay? Not, I have to go out and create this thing to be this person, to sell this product, to get everybody to follow me. No. Purpose is, I have something to give, and I want to give it, and I love giving it freely. And because of that, it gives me a purpose on this earth. And that purpose allows me to create new paths into my legacy, into my future, into my present, right? And that, again, allows me to look back and say, wow, do you remember when you were sleeping out of a car? Do you remember when you was sleeping on people's couches? Do you remember you didn't have a job? Do you remember that? Do you remember when people were crapping on you and not believing in you and you were feeling bad and then all this? And now look at you. You got your apartment, your stable job, you take care of yourself, you're happy, you're good. And in that moment, it's like, I can forgive myself of everything that I thought was a flaw or a failure. Because again, it was an experience. It gave me wisdom. It provided me source to give me that inspiration, or aha, as we say, and connects me to God. The one thing that I always tell people about is God, in my opinion, is energy. We can attach all the deities we want, but God, in essence, is energy. It flows through all of us. God is light. Light on this earth is the only way we survive. We are light beings. So therefore, if we're using our light to shine onto the things that don't belong to us in the darkness, especially shame and guilt and all these things that people say you should feel bad about, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself by saying, I was divinely created and a source that knew exactly who I was. And as I walk through this earth and learn more about myself, I accept that. I allow that because I know that I can grow and start again. That is the purpose of rebirth. That is the function of understanding your legacy and foundation of what you create, knowing that I am a co-creator. Therefore, I don't have to feel bad. I will always be able to forgive those things that others didn't see in me. I will always be able to forgive the things that I didn't see in myself, right? Because again, it's not about others, but we are a community of collective consciousness who make all these things happen, right? I'm speaking to the collective conscious right now, so I couldn't be doing this without you, right? I could talk to myself all day, but one of the things that I had to learn to forgive myself on my path was not speaking up enough, not using my voice enough, not believing that what I had to say was valuable enough. I had to forgive myself for that, right? And I did that through creation, through TikTok, through YouTube, through production, through writing. And the more that I expressed it and let it out, I was able to learn how to live in my autonomy, my sovereignty, the things that made me feel safe and healed. And this is how I'm able to walk this earth, smiling every day, feeling inspired. Even on my most saddest rainy days, I have the ability to say, I'm a co-creator. I have nothing to feel bad about. There's stuff that's always going to make us feel bad. There's stuff that's always going to keep happening. I have been on this earth for 3 decades plus now. And the wars haven't stopped. The propaganda hasn't stopped. The politics haven't stopped. Nothing's changed. It's just a new face. It's just a new puppet. And so for me, this is what allows me to forgive. This is what allows me to heal, because I'm like, these are humans doing what humans do, and they're being led by souls who are lost in their own purpose. And so they're bored, and they're going to create chaos. And when you create chaos, it means that you're unhealed. It's that simple. You're not created to be here to keep destroying, but people believe that it's okay because they can get away with it. And this is where you get stuck, living in that place and belief that nothing's going to change. That's why I say, baby, learning how to forgive yourself is the most cathartic, healing part of this journey, because you're the only one who can judge the next step. You're the only one who can decide if it's ready for you to move on or stay stuck. And so for me, every day I wake up, every time I go to bed, I forgive myself. I forgive myself for what I didn't know. I forgive myself for what I didn't allow. And I forgive myself for knowing that it's okay to not know. And then I wake up new again every day, knowing that I know now that I can do something different that's going to make me happy and bring me joy and bring me peace. This is how you forgive yourself. There's so many different modalities. People do it many different ways, but mine is always about the spiritual first. Heal yourself. Let yourself be. Do not get stuck in someone else's anger and fear and bad habits. Choose what you want to do. It's okay to go have fun or what we deem as fun. But oversaturation is a thing right now. And that's what history is about. When it gets too dry, we need to moisten it. When it gets too moist, we need to let it dry out a little bit, right? That's how plants grow. Right now, our roots are drowning in people's opinions and hypersexualization and violence and all these things. But guess what? I have proof in my life that God will always bring the right source to you to heal and forgive through this. But if we're not out here showing each other how to do it, then we're just going to keep repeating the same thing. So again, your journey to forgiveness is yours. Mine is always going to be spirituality and God. That's how I make it. That's how I live. And that's who keeps me in joy and love. So on this day, I hope you find a way to forgive yourself and heal and keep loving yourself through the process, because God always will. Love you.